All right, so let's just jump right into it. Welcome to What I Wish I'd Said. This is a clairaudient and tarot reading where we dive into the unspoken words between you and your person. This is a unique style, okay, where I combine tarot spreads with my clairaudient channeling and specially channeled conversation cards. Those are phrases I have channeled for you that bring their voices to life, okay? All right. So remember, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, let's begin. We're going to start off with Doreen Virtue's Romance Angels, because she has a PhD and I do not. Okay. All right. She's great. Love her. All right. Holy Spirit, holy angels, allow me only to channel what it is that my beautiful listener needs to hear, or would at least like to hear. Those unspoken words that maybe would have been better spoken. Right? Sometimes it's just so much better to just say it. Just say it. Oh, all right. Okay. All right. This is for Aries. Aries, your past person, the one that's on your mind, could just be morbid curiosity. What do I know? All right. Nothing yet. I will take them off the top if nothing pops out. Right off the top then, okay. For Aries, what I wish I'd said. So what they wish they would have said to you. Aries, that person who's on your mind, there it is. All right, let me just set this over here. Oh, can't pick it up. Somebody can't pick it up? Okay. I couldn't pick you up. Maybe that's what they wanted to say. All right. Oh my goodness. We have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. This is somebody that you could have been in a high level commitment with. This could be somebody that you were in a relationship like that. Boy. All right. Let's get a cue. Let's get a cue. Where did I put those? Okay. All right, let's go for a particular cue. I don't ever know what's going to happen here. Sometimes I look at them while they're face up, sometimes face down, doesn't matter. All right. We're going to start off with the cue, and then we're going to go into 6 cards, okay? And that's going to tell us what happened, who they were to you, why you're not together, what they couldn't say, what they wish they'd said, and if you will come back together, if you're interested in that. So don't get crazy. Feel free to comment if these words do resonate, because you might enjoy watching others, like your rising, your moon, or your person signs. May the unspoken words bring you the clarity that you need, okay? All right, don't take anything here too seriously. Don't let it embed itself too far into your present. Remember to leave the past where it is. It's in the past. All right. What is the cue for engagement? We'll take that one. A relationship situation. Moving too fast or too slow created imbalance. All right, so there was an imbalance in that relationship. Maybe you were too young. Maybe you needed more experiences in your life. Okay, don't be too hard on yourself. But we are speaking for somebody who isn't present, obviously, and I'm going to tap into whatever the situation was and see what we can get, okay? Which deck? We're going with Tarot of the Modern Witch. I feel like you're a very modern, progressive person. All right, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, here we go. Holy Romance Angels. Nope, that doesn't feel right, Aries. So it didn't feel right? Hi, Daryl. Okay. Monica. Now, if I say a name, don't get too excited about the name because some of what I channel may not be directly related to you, but it could serve as confirmation. So for your first card, the past, what happened? This card shows what happened between you and your person, the energy that created the distance. We have the Five of Cups in reverse. So the Five of Cups in reverse is giving me the idea that during the course of that relationship, there was a lack of satisfaction. I'm not going to take that yet. And that lack of satisfaction just could be maybe you had some emotional imbalance because we do have an imbalance present. That doesn't mean that you were mentally imbalanced necessarily. Maybe there was a mental imbalance here. Five of Cups, that's the past. That's what happened. Okay, so for card number 2, who they were to you, this reveals how they showed up in your life and what role they played in your story. Holy Spirit, thank you for everything. Thank you for your protection. Thank you, beautiful Michael. I love you. Somebody's name could be Michael. Somebody has pet rats. Somebody has pet rats. Okay, that's cool. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to take these. Those were too many, so we think about that orientation. We're going to take it this way. Maybe there was an issue with somebody's confusion with their sexual orientation. I don't know. What do I know? So the Seven of Wands for who they were to you. This could have been a fire sign. It could have been a relationship that lasted 9 months. You know, it could have been the number 9 could be. Why did I say 9? That's not a 9. That's a 7. 9, 7. 579, 579, 975. Those numbers could be significant to you. So this could have been a person who was fair-haired. Doesn't have to mean that you're light-skinned at the same time of being fair-haired. It just could mean that somebody's hair was dyed that color. Don't really worry too much about that. I just am going to say whatever comes to mind. Okay, so there was some kind of a defensive feeling, maybe feeling defensive. Maybe they were a defensive person or became defensive. All right. So for card number 3 and why you're not together, this is where we see why things didn't work out, the block or the wound that pulled you apart. Oh, okay. Why you're not together? Well, because the Tower in reverse, the Tower in reverse could be talking about trying to get out of a situation before anything else goes wrong. Now, this could be that you were trying to protect a person. They might have been trying to protect you. Maybe they could see that this was going somewhere that they thought was going to ultimately not work out. Okay, so for card number 4, what they couldn't say. Do you see that? What they couldn't say, Ace of Swords, they couldn't tell you the truth. They couldn't tell you the truth. So card number 4, what they couldn't say, this is the truth that they held back, what they couldn't put into words at the time. 7 of Pentacles, maybe somebody was working on themselves. So with the Ace of Swords and the upright, that's the truth, isn't it? Well, they couldn't tell you the truth. Whatever the truth was, they didn't want to tell you. Now, if you would like a personal reading, you could reach out to me at ritayanez.com. You can also click the links below in the description. I offer phone readings. I sit on the phone with you for at least an hour. Usually ask my clients. It usually goes longer. And if you would like a pre-recorded video, I could do that for you too. You get that within 24 hours. That's a minimum of 30 minutes that I will be talking to you. All right. And you'll get all that information when you click on the link and make your appointment. Basically, it leads you into making an appointment, but it's not quite an appointment for the pre-recorded videos. Okay, so for card number 5, what they wish they'd said. This is, now these are not, the other cards that we're going to be looking at, but this is their unspoken confession. This is the words they wish you'd heard back then. Okay, so We know that they couldn't tell you the truth because the truth showed up here, and this is what they wish they'd said, or at least the context of what they wish they'd said. Somebody's a school teacher. I've got a school teacher. Okay, I've got a school teacher, somebody who's working with children or young people. Oh, you know, I think that what they weren't telling you, what they wish they could have told you, is that they really didn't have much to offer at the time and felt that they needed to work on themselves more. All right. For card number 6, will you come back together? Now, these are potentials only if you're interested. Plug your little ears if you don't want to hear it. None of us really want the past, and I don't suggest anybody go back to the past. I shouldn't say that, okay? Because there's plenty of times when there are relationships that do much better, after some time apart. Okay. I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, and I will not project onto you what I would do unless I preface it with what I would do. Okay. So for card number 6, and will you come back together? So this is the potential. Is there a chance for a reunion, or is the cycle complete? Ooh, King of Pentacles in reverse. It doesn't look like at this time that they're coming back towards you. Now, if you're open and available, there is a potential that they will come back to you in the future, because even though the King of Pentacles in reverse, the King of Pentacles is a married person. All right. So we're going to set these aside. And now we're going to do a bonus layer. We're going to let the conversation cards speak. Here's what they wish they could say to you right now. I actually should have gotten these out first, right? All right. This is a massive channeling. Okay, let's see. Let me grab right off the top. I actually can't even get these out. Okay. Somebody can't get the words out. Somebody wants to get the words out. Somebody can't get the words out. Okay, I'm kidding. All right. Okay. Now, these will fly out a little bit differently, if at all. Aries, what they would like to say to you. What they wish they would have said to you. Now, this layer, I never know how many I'm going to pull out at this time. Here we go with number 1. We are part of the same soul family. So they feel connected to you. But how about, I'm just going to not add to what they're trying to say. So I may be uncharacteristically quiet and without opinion, okay? We are part of the same soul family is what I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you if I were that person, okay? They want you to know that they feel that you're part of the same soul family. There we go. I'm broken. Ugh, I don't want to channel what makes me cry, okay? They wish they could have told you that they were broken. Oh, Lord. I'm hurting. They want you to know that they are hurting when they think about you as it relates to you. Oh, my goodness, Aries. Okay, don't dwell on this. This is just for a little fun, a little insight. I'm not really tapping too deeply into anybody's heads, okay? There we go. I didn't think you noticed until now. So they feel that they didn't. Well, now I'm telling you, they're broken and they're hurting. They don't think you realize that. I think you're a pain in the ass. They want to tell you that they thought you were a pain in the ass. Okay. Sounds affectionate, feels affectionate. I'm broken, I'm hurting, but we're part of the same soul family, and I didn't think you noticed. And you're a pain in the ass. All right, Aries. And for your 6th card, I tell everyone what a terrible person you are. I can't leave it there. Let's go. I think that they're just projecting their pain and their hurt. So what they wish they tell you is that at the time, I don't think that's now, okay? That's what they wish they could tell you now. Maybe they were involving too many people and talking to too many people. I don't know what I get about some kind of a work boyfriend or girlfriend. Not a real one, just like kind of like a crush, kind of weird. I don't know. People need to be very careful with that. Okay, we'll leave it there. All right, Aries, because they feel that they misjudged you. Okay, sorry about that, honey. Okay, moving on to Taurus. Taurus, what they wish they'd told you. All right, for Taurus, and I'm going to speak a little bit of the intro to you while I do this so that you could understand what we're doing. We're going to start off with the romance card from Doreen Virtue to give us a little bit of an idea. Then I will go into a cue that really means more to me than it probably will to you. And then we will get into the tarot. I'm going to draw 6 cards that's going to tell us what happened, who they were to you, why you're not together, and what they couldn't say, what they wish they'd said, and if you will come back together, okay? All right, Taurus, here we go. All right, Taurus, we have keep an open mind. Oh boy, I can't believe these cards. I do my nails a certain way so that I can play the piano a little bit easier. Now they're getting a little bit long, so it's hard for me to pick up because they're not that sharp. Something's not that sharp. Maybe you feel like somebody wasn't that sharp that you were dealing with. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So Taurus, maybe you guys were a little bit different at the time. I don't know when this relationship was. This is just about the person who figures most prominently when you think about this. All right, let's get a cue. Put that one in there. Holy Spirit, holy angels, help us with beautiful Taurus. My mommy is a Taurus and my youngest is a Taurus. All right. May 17th could be significant to you. April 29th could be significant to you. I'm also getting 1993. I'm getting 1993 and 2011. I don't know when those things come in. Like I said in the previous, I don't know if it's going to apply to you. But the reason why I stated is in case it means something to you. Okay, I don't like to hold a bunch of stuff back. Somebody has a bird. Somebody has a bird that you're training the bird to speak. I don't want to channel too much so that we can get through as many as we can. All right, so the cue, you may have been dealing with a Capricorn. I wish I'd made time for love instead of only for work. Okay, now that's not what they're saying. That's just a cue for me to know where I am going with this. So let's move into your cards. Well, I could tell you that it's not quite over. Property or real estate matters could be significant. Maybe you shared property with this person or you were dreaming about buying property with this person. I know not everybody is at that age or stage financially. I own no property at this time. I can kind of ride like the wind. Somebody rides a motorcycle. Okay. Somebody rides a motorcycle. What else does that look like? Costa Mesa, California. I know what that is. All right. Yeah. Look at, do you see that, people? Okay. So for card number 1, the past, what happened. This is a card that shows what happened between you and your person, the energy that created the distance. So online, some of you could have been in a primarily or began as an online relationship. We have the World card in reverse. That could also indicate that there is a situation that's not quite closed out. You know, that's a cycle that's not closed. This is also distance. This could be that you guys were literally having an online relationship for the longest time. Maybe when you got back together, it didn't come together very well. because you were both online. There is a victory that can be had here, and there's the Emperor. So it could be that, either you are in a relationship now, that could be a high level committed relationship, and it's not with this person. But remember, we are talking about the person that's on your mind when we do this. Okay. All right, so for card number 2, who they were to you, this card will reveal how they showed up in your life and what role they played in your story. Nope. There we go. The role they played in your story. Wow, the same position, same. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so in reverse, so you'd only know that if you watched it for Aries. Okay, who they were to you is somebody who maybe wasn't aggressive enough. Maybe they weren't pursuing you enough. Maybe they didn't take enough action. Maybe they were overweight. This could be a situation where there wasn't enough movement, or maybe they just gave up too easy. That's what I'm really feeling. I think that that's what's going on, is they didn't put enough effort into this relationship, and maybe they just gave up too easily, or didn't initially invest enough energy. Okay. Somebody has a headache. I don't have the headache, but I feel like you have the headache. Somebody here has a headache. Somebody here has a headache. Could be right over the left eye. When I feel stuff like that, I've trained myself to not feel the people's pain, your pain, everybody else's pain. I just get a little symptom that tells me where and how. Somebody here's a metaphysician. Somebody could be a physician. I could be talking to somebody who's into metaphysics. Could be a person who practices medicine. Okay. Clayton, Clay. Okay. Now for card number 3, why you're not together. So here we see why things didn't work out. The block or the wound that pulled you apart. The Ace of Pentacles, it seems like it didn't get off the ground. There was a potential, but it didn't seem to really get off the ground. And there with that 7 of Wands in reverse and the World online, this could resonate with a lot of you about a relationship that just didn't make it into the physical. So for card number 4, what they couldn't say, this is a truth they held back, what they couldn't put into words at the time. All right. And this is just, obviously we're going to do different cards for this. What they couldn't say at the time for card number 4. Wow. They couldn't offer love and romance. That's another beginning card. It seems like, there's going to be a large swath of you, for whomever this applies, that the relationship didn't even get off the ground. So card number 5, what they wish they'd said. All right. It doesn't matter which gender. I don't care what you do. You pick and choose, be and do what you like, okay? Only you know who that person is. Everything is a personal choice. What they wish they'd said. So this is their unspoken confession, the words they wish you'd heard back then. For card number 5. Wow. The Sun in reverse. So they were happy with you. They were looking forward to this. I think it was distance here. There could have been an issue with distance here. You were keeping an open mind. You weren't really judging who the person was. I mean, like it never really matters. Of course, you want to have a physical attraction, chemistry, but a soul connection is much more important here. With that Ace of Cups upright, the Ace of Pentacles upright, there could have been a connection there, but with the Sun, yeah. And no dice, 9 of Pentacles in reverse, not enough work put in. This is Tarot of the Modern Witch, so the associations are going to be a little bit different. All right. There will be, at times, you're going to notice a little bit different cards or some features of the art that are different. Heart chakra, somebody needs to not block it off. Don't block off something new coming in. Okay, so now we've got that layer, and let's move on to the conversation cards, as I call them. This is a bonus layer that lets them speak. So we'll have that conversation with them, and here's what they wish they could say to you right now. Okay, so here comes the bonus layer. All right, for Taurus, what they wish they could have said to you. And this could include deceased person. Somebody's name is Brian. Hi, Brian. Okay, Brian, whoever you are. I don't know if you're alive or dead. Actually, I'm getting the feeling that you are dead. I've got a dead Brian. If you've got a live Brian, that's fine. But I definitely have a Brian who's dead. And somebody has a heart issue. Somebody had a heart attack. Let's not go too far into that. Somebody could be dealing with a Sagittarius, because I keep getting Sagittarius that has a heart issue and an illegitimate child. I don't know what that's all about. What the Okay, hi, Mom. Okay. All right. There it is. Okay, they wish they could say, I don't know how to forgive. Did you have a fight? Was there an argument there? I don't know how to forgive. That's what they wish they'd said to you. If I get a feeling that it's what you said, I will let you know. Oh, you wake up at 3:33 a.m. again and again. That's about a deceased person. So if the person that you're thinking about, in whatever way, because this could resonate for a lot of ways, but it is primarily geared toward relationships, obviously. At 3:33, you keep waking up at 3:33, that's them. All right, so I know you trusted me. There was trust here. There was great trust. There was a potential for trust and love. They don't know how to forgive. What? Okay. Now, this doesn't have to mean that the wounding was from you. There's something important I never told you, but I think you already know. So, there was something about them that you didn't know. We're not going to get too deep into this. If you would like a reading or would like me to continue this or expand upon it, you could reach me at ritayanez.com. All right? Or you could click the links below. Okay. You blow my mind. I see the attraction. I see the attraction. I see the attraction. I don't know how to forgive. They were still holding on to some hurt or harm that could have occurred sometime in their past. That was an open wound that never closed. The World card in reverse. And you hear footsteps behind you, but you're definitely being haunted. You hear footsteps behind you, but no one's there, Taurus. I was having a conversation with my brother last night. Somebody may know somebody named Alex or Alejandro, because that's my brother's name. Hi, Alex. Just relax. They're just saying hello, okay? Brian. Oh, I'm going to get another name here. Here it comes. LaShawn? LaShawn. La Freak. Okay, so I'm getting the name LaShawn. All right. So moving on to Gemini. Hi, Gemini. You guys are fun. All right. Gemini. I'm going to speak this bit of an introduction to you. So this is a reading about your person, what they wish they could have told you. All right. So we're going to start off with the Romance Angel, a cue card, and then we're going to jump into the Tarot. I'm going to be drawing 6 cards. One will tell you about the past. One will tell you about who they were to you. One will tell you why you're not together. One will tell you what they couldn't say, and also what they wish they'd said. And one card will tell you if you will come back together. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, thank you so much for coming to visit. These videos are teaching tools for other people, and then I throw them up on YouTube. Okay, so all right. Somebody's taking classes. Somebody's in school. Gemini. Could be that you have a college-age child still living at home. Somebody's got college-age children living at home. That's what we do. We support them. All right, Gemini, this would be about that person, and only you know who that person is. All right. What is it? All right, Romance Angel for Gemini doesn't want to talk. Somebody doesn't want to talk. They're not talking to you anymore, Gemini? What happened? Somebody cheated on somebody here. I don't know if it was you doing the cheating or if they did the cheating. Somebody cheated in a big way and ended up with that person in a permanent way. But there's resentment there. Getting resentment there. Somebody resents the person they're with now. Take it as it resonates. Don't ingest that too far into your psyche. So we have keep an open mind. Again, your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So maybe this person didn't meet your expectations. I feel like you're with somebody that doesn't meet your expectations now. If that resonates, not hating, just dating. I'm only telling you what I'm getting. All right. So these are just messages for your amusement. Okay. Of course they're not. All right. So A Q for Gemini. You know the letter Q? Somebody's associated with the letter Q. Somebody's got children that are in college or they live at home. And that's what we do. All right. Okay. We help them get through it. When we realize how young people are, I mean, I don't know. My eldest just turned 32 and he's very young. All right. I don't know if you could hear that. Probably not, because of the feature on my microphone is going to cut all of that out. Okay, we'll take it. All right, so we've got relationship situation. Past baggage affected the present and clouded trust. Your present is still being affected by your past. You know, I got that whole thing about cheating somehow, like relationships overlapping. But I get one side and I get the other, or both people were cheating. I don't know. I don't know what that is. This is not a full reading. If you would like a full reading, you can go to ritayanez.com, click the links below, and let's see. We're going to draw 6 cards to talk about that person, who they were, what happened. All right, Gemini. Somebody's a diabetic. Somebody looks healthy on the outside, but they are not healthy. There's something going on. Go to the doctor, please. Like, don't say, I don't have insurance, I can't go, because there's always a way to go. And there are free and sliding fee scale type services. Okay, please try. I don't know what that is, Gemini. Somebody's medicated. All right. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So for the past and what happened, this card shows what happened in between you and your person. So this is about the energy. Definitely. I saw that. Did you? That's, yeah, too many people there. Okay. So this is what happened between you and your person, the energy that created the distance. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Keep an open mind. Somebody was different from you. Or you ended up with somebody who's far different from you, or you're in a completely different kind of relationship now that makes no sense. Again, remember, I don't care if you're straight, gay, if you are a pony and you wear gummy bears as pasties. Okay. Like, oh God, no. Oh, please. Okay. So I've got a stripper. Somebody's here is a stripper. Okay. So I'm going to call you an exotic dancer. Please don't do that. I'm not saying that you have to listen to a damn thing I say, because you're going to make your money the way you do. But if you do that, you know, then stick with the exotic disrobing and don't let that cross into anything else, because diseases are a real thing. Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm not going to read into that. I'm not reading that. Okay, so for who that person was in the past, it was a 9 of Pentacles. Maybe they worked a lot, or really, I think the issue was that they just really preferred to be alone, wanted to be alone. Oh, and we have for card number 2, this is who they were to you. This card shows up to tell you what role they played in your life and in your story. But you know, yeah, somebody needs to go to the doctor. Oh, definitely. There could be a same-sex relationship here. Somebody needs to go to the doctor. It doesn't have to be about a same-sex relationship. I'm just going to call it as I see it. All right. Maybe that was a same-sex relationship, or somebody was with somebody who was secretly gay. Okay, you could be gay, but please don't get into relationships with straight people then. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We can tell, okay? One day I'll tell you a story about a man that I was like, oh yeah, boning out of here because you're gay. There's something wrong. It's gay. And because if it isn't gay, you're trying to take me out. That's what somebody's trying to take you. No, I'm kidding. We'll save that for another reading. So we have for card number 3, why you're not together. Here we see why things didn't work out. The block or the wound that pulled you apart. We have the Emperor in reverse. I'm telling you that somebody is gay. Okay, now that's not going to resonate for all of you. Okay, if this isn't about somebody being gay or bisexual or confused or whatever the hell, the Emperor in reverse is somebody who just couldn't take leadership. Somebody who's kind of a pussy. There, I said it. Somebody who's a wuss. You know, maybe that person you were in a relationship, male or female, doesn't matter, but these have a lot of androgynous symbolism in them. Doesn't mean anything. I don't care what you are or what you do. All I want is for you to be happy. Okay. Card number 4. This is what they couldn't say. This is a truth. Not taking it, that they held back what they couldn't put into words at the time. We have the Page of Wands in reverse. I'm telling you that somebody's gay. All right. Now, if this isn't about being gay, Page of Wands in reverse or looking the other way, maybe somebody, I'm going to say it. Maybe they liked everybody's dick. Okay, I said it. I said it. I said it. It could be a person that didn't know how to be monogamous. Maybe somebody was exchanging messages with people in the real world. Okay, now for card number 5. This represents what they wish they'd said, or the connotation of it. This is their unspoken confession, the words they wish you'd heard back then. The Fool in reverse. They didn't want that relationship, or they started the relationship and felt that it was a beginning they didn't want to take. And we could say, well, then why did you start it all? Because people are weird, because people can do stupid things. And we have the Judgment in reverse. Okay, so the Judgment in reverse, there's something spiritual going on with them. Now, it could be in the past. We are talking about the past, but I keep tapping into the present in some of these readings, and I'm getting some kind of present energy. So some of you literally are having a relationship with them again, or entertaining that again, but with the, oh shoot, I put it away. So that means we're going to draw another card. Okay, that's the card that earlier I said I wasn't going to take it. Okay, so what they wish they'd said is, I really did. Back then, they wanted to say, I didn't really want this relationship. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm looking in the other direction. I'm holding on to a wand. Okay. I want to say dick, so I'm just going to say it. We've got the Moon in reverse. I'm just taking that as a cue, just so that you know. So there were secrets here, secrets that probably became discovered or discoverable to you. So let's move along to the conversation cards. This is where I lay a bonus layer on top, and this is where the conversation cards will speak. And here's what they wish they could say to you right now. Okay. All right. Oh, boy. Did I? Okay. Let me get a different set. All right. Okay. Oh, all right. So I talk shit about you because I don't care about you. Okay. I'm sorry if that's triggering, but back then they were probably talking shit because they really didn't care. Now, that doesn't mean that they're a bad person, evil person, horrible person, but they were probably being bad, evil, and horrible. Okay, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just stating, not hating. You were the perfect sacrifice. So here we go. Okay, I'm not seeing a whole lot of black magic here, so don't get excited. But, they just felt like they could use you, but they wish that they could say you were the perfect sacrifice. Maybe some of you will resonate. I don't mean to trigger you, so don't be a snowflake. Everybody, look, okay, I just had this conversation with my brother. The young people these days, I don't know why everybody's oversensitive. Everybody has every kind of issue in the world. Everybody has an issue. And apparently when I was in high school, I graduated in 86. We had a charmed life. Somebody's from Los Angeles. Okay. Just compared with today, everybody's just like, everybody's folding. Everybody's crying. Somebody's crying. I know you don't want me anymore, but I can change your mind. That's what I wish they could. That's what I wish they could tell you. That's what I wish they could tell you. What does that mean? Hi, Barry. Somebody's name is Barry. I don't know if you're dead or alive. Barry's alive. Barry's alive? I don't know. Barry's alive. Okay, so, I think at the end of it, however you broke up, however it ended, I don't know, those could be words that you said that you could, let me change your mind. Let me change your mind. Let me change your mind. Okay, we have, I couldn't keep you then, but I wanted to. Yeah, somebody wanted the relationship. They really did want to try, but there was something here preventing it. And here we have, you were my forbidden love. Definitely that third party energy that we tapped into on the way in. Now I got another card. This isn't fair. It says, fuck you. I think you probably said fuck you to that person. Fuck you. Okay. So I don't know. I'm really getting fuck you. Okay. Not you. I'm not trying to fuck you off, but you probably had a nasty argument at the end, without the excuse of having alcohol to fuel the, somebody has Tourette syndrome. Somebody has Tourette syndrome. Somebody has Tourette syndrome? Okay. All right. I'm sorry about that. It's okay. I mean, it's not okay, and I wouldn't wish anything on anyone, okay? but we'll take these two, okay? I left you before you could leave me. Oh, damn. I'm coming back, but I'm still going to wear my mask. Say no. Gemini, say no. Gemini, say no. That's what I would do. Okay, like say no. Mask wearers, no. We don't want you. We don't want you. We like the new. We like the new. We like the new people that we meet, the new people that we're in relationship with. You don't be talking too much about relationships. Okay. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So let me give you just a little bit of the intro. This reading focuses on the person from the past, whomever that is to you. Only you know what that is. Of course, this isn't a private reading. If you would like a private reading, you could reach out to me at ritayanez.com. You could click the links below. You can order a video, pre-recorded video with me, minimum of 30 minutes. It's usually a lot longer. Okay. And those are delivered within 24 hours. Or you can order a reading with me where I will sit on the phone with you for a freaking hour. Okay, at least. All right. So we're going to start off with the Romance Angel, and then we're going to take a cue. That cue helps me navigate. And then we go through the tarot, and I choose 6 cards, which are going to tell me the past, what happened, who they were to you, why you're not together, what they couldn't say, and what they wish they'd said. Then we'll go into a bonus layer that lets the conversation cards speak. I don't know what that is. Hang on just a second. Holy smokes. Okay, so somebody has a dead relative. I mean, everybody has a dead relative, but this is significant to you. Somebody's name is Kim. Somebody starts with a K. Cancer, Kim, K. Cancer. Somebody died of cancer. Their name could be K. Your name could be K. Kim. All right. Ooh. All right. We're going to take the top one. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So maybe we're trying to work on that relationship or partnership. All right. We're at Cancer. Huh. Somebody has a recent cancer diagnosis. I feel like it's going to be fine. I'm not a medical doctor, and obviously I'm not tuning into you precisely. It's just the energy that, from spirit, when they tell me to say it, I do. All right, so let's get a cue. Let's put these in the right orientation. I think it was a very passionate relationship. Oh, these are all facing the wrong way. Everybody's facing the wrong way? Woo! Okay. Cancer, we're going to take this one. You could have been dealing with a Scorpio, a fellow water sign. I wish I'd trusted you with the secrets I kept hidden. Okay, so that just lets me know that there were secrets in this past relationship from that cue. All right, let's move along to Tarot of the Modern Witch. Somebody's a witch out there. Somebody's a witch for sure, but you're a white witch, I can tell. Ooh, okay, all right. Ooh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm like, does somebody do that all the time? Does somebody say, okay? Somebody's channeling. There's somebody out there that's a channel. There's somebody that, ooh, you could do the trick I do. Do I say it? Huh, King of Cups. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Somebody out there knows how to use telepathy. Let's just leave it there. Okay. In a good way. Like, don't let anybody hypnotize you. I'm going to tell you that, okay? If I were to hypnotize a person, you'd have to trust me, right? But I certainly wouldn't be hypnotizing you to get you to come back and get another hypnosis session, okay? All right, so for the first card, we have the 9 of Wands. So this is the past, what happened, the card that'll show what happened between you and your person, the energy that created the distance. So we have the 9 of Wands. There was a lack of trust. Okay, so maybe you knew that there were some secrets. For card number 2, not quite. Yeah, there was a lack of trust there. I'm going to have to say something, Cancer. Unless I see otherwise, I think that you were already not healed. You were already not healed and probably hypervigilant. Hypervigilant. Somebody's watching. Maybe you were stalking that person or they were stalking you. Why do I think it's you? Like, I'm not, no shade. You were doing whatever you had to do. What's the second card? The card that tells you who they were to you, the one that's going to show up and tell us what role they played in your story. you're the one that, you'd be like, oh, hell no, I'm never talking to you, but secretly you want them to talk to you. I mean, doesn't everybody go that? Like, you'd be like, well, if I ever spoke to them, how would it go? And, others, that means okay, I'll tell you what, that means you haven't successfully completely cut the cord or moved on. For younger people, it's easy to then, what do they call that? What do they call that? A rebound relationship? Was this a rebound? Oh, okay. Some of you could have been in a rebound relationship. I don't recommend rebound relationships. I know, and even I have told people, just go ahead, go out with somebody else and do whatever you're going to do and enjoy a nice time. And, because it's, how do I put this without misleading people? Okay. So sometimes it's good to just eventually go out with somebody else so that you can help break those chemical bonds that you had with that person. Doesn't mean that you have to have sex with them, but sometimes sex helps successfully to cut cords with other people. But then, like, if you just have random sex without the intent of trying at least to have a relationship, it causes more problems. So I'm not saying it's a bad idea. Oh, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this was a relationship that could have ended in divorce for you guys. I don't see other divorce cards, but Queen of Pentacles is usually a married card, especially to me, and could have been a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I mean, doesn't mean that everybody was in a relationship with a fellow water sign. It just, Queen of Pentacles is very nurturing, very loving, but in the reverse, no, not so much. Okay, so for card number 3 and why you're not together, here we see why things didn't work out, or the block or wound that pulled you apart. Okay, so we have the Chariot in reverse, no forward motion. Could have been in some arguments of defensiveness. There could have been law enforcement involved. Maybe somebody was making a false police report. I'm really getting a false police report, or somebody that's always calling the police, calling the police to say, she did this or that to me. He did this or that to me. They did this or that to me. And the police are like, shut up. Okay. Fix it or don't. Chariot in reverse is also not having success. It's also not moving forward. It didn't go anywhere, or it ended. I don't get a sudden truncation. Okay, so for card number 4, what they couldn't say. Okay, this is a truth they held back, what they couldn't put into words at the time, but we're going to at least get a connotation. Ooh. Yeah, somebody was really stuck in their head and couldn't get out. Somebody was overthinking this relationship. Why do I think it's you? Somebody was really, somebody was, for a few of you, maybe somebody had just come out of prison and couldn't successfully assimilate, couldn't reintegrate into society easily. That's not an easy thing. Ooh, the Hierophant, there it is. There was a married situation here. I have a feeling that this was a high-level commitment, like a marriage, or somebody was, still stuck in a marriage and couldn't come out. Oh, why are they over there? Damn. Ooh, some of you are still in a relationship with this person, but you're watching this to see, okay, all right. You're watching this to see if you can figure out what they're not telling you. It's okay. It's all fair. All's fair in love and war, I suppose. All right. So for card, number 5, what they wish they'd said, that Hierophant, that's their unspoken confession. Maybe if you weren't married, they wanted to get married. I think don't hate me. I kind of feel like you were like, nah, kibosh. Okay, yeah, kibosh, Ace of Wands in reverse. So what they wish they'd said, I didn't mean that, so we're going to have to take it. This is the card about their unspoken confession, the words they wish you'd heard them back then. Non-starter, Ace of Wands. Good sex, too. I don't know. Okay. All right. And for that extra message, 8 of Pentacles, some of you are in that relationship again, or you desire greatly to work on the relationship again. It looks like you guys could be talking. For some of you guys, you are talking to this person. If so, if you're talking to this person, I'm not really getting a bad vibe off of them. Not at all. I'm sorry. If they hurt you, don't ever go back to anybody who hurt you. Okay, so let's get into the conversation cards. This will be a bonus layer that, let's just do it. Now let's let the conversation cards speak. Okay, so this is what they wish they could say to you right now. All right, let's delve into the subconscious. Somebody's going to the doctor. Somebody's at the psychologist. Somebody's in therapy. Nope. Yep. Nope. I don't know. Split. Somebody is getting therapy after getting a full, good for you. Somebody got a full diagnostic set there. Okay, I can't keep your name out of my mouth, but I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I feel like it's a good thing. So let's just hope we Cancer. I had crime on my mind. Oh my gosh, I cannot make this up. What did I say? That somebody might have been, couldn't reintegrate, successfully, easily, or whatever at that time. Crime on my mind. Wow. Okay. Like, I don't feel bad about this person at all. Just because somebody spent some time in the clink, as long as they didn't like kill somebody. All right. Everybody can be rehabilitated, I believe. Okay. So I told people in your community that you aren't who you aren't who you say you are. Somebody can't talk. Somebody can type. Okay. So maybe at the time, why do I feel that was you, that you were going around telling people? Okay, like, don't hate me for just stating it. I'm just saying, because I don't know that. How could I know that? This isn't a personal reading. Okay, so somebody was telling people in the community that, somebody was saying that they, maybe they were saying it, maybe they were like, maybe you kicked that person out and was like, yeah, they're not who they say they are. What else would they like to have said to you? I participate in dark rituals. I have no conscience left. Okay, I don't really believe that. I don't see a whole lot of that. I believe that person just was struggling with a guilty conscience, maybe about whatever it is that they could have been in the clink for, or maybe something from the past. Maybe if they were the ones that were too guarded and you weren't the one that was too guarded with the Nine of Wands, maybe it was them. All right. I could trust fall with you. See what I'm saying? Okay, Cancer, if you are already and that person didn't hurt you seriously or break your trust seriously or put you in danger or break your heart into smithereens, purposefully, they would trust fall with you. Cancer, if you're cross watching for Cancer to see what a Cancer, yeah, I trust you. I could trust you. I'd trust fall with you. Don't let me hurt myself. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, Cancer, they watch you. They are watching you. All right. I need to leave that there so that I can fix that later. All right. So, moving on to Leo. Moving on to Leo. Let me not channel like this right now. Please don't do that to me, Spirit, because at the same time, it makes it harder for me. Okay. Right, Spirit Guides. Hi, David. Okay. All right. So, Leo, what we're going to do is we're going to be pulling 6 cards after I pull a romance angel that's going to give me the cue. Then I get a cue card. We're going to know a little bit about the relationship. Sorry, I'm talking so fast. But I have to. Okay. And in these cards, basically, we're going to be listening for what your person, the one on your mind, wish that you're not with anymore. That's most likely, but only you know what the situation is, what they could tell you, if they could tell you what they wish they could. Wow. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a wood could chuck? I can't say it. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? She sells seashells by the seashore. Okay. Somebody has a lisp or had a lisp when they were a child, or maybe some dental issue that made speech difficult. Okay. A lisp would be definitely be significant. Somebody's name is Melissa. Also, I get... you go by Lissa? Okay. Lissa. Listen, Lissa. Okay. Romance angels, holy angels, beautiful angels. Tell us a little bit about this for Leo. All right, for Leo. Hi, Leo. All right. Ooh. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Why do I get that there's somebody out there who could be of the LGBTQ, XYZ, whatever it is? I don't know all of those letters, okay? There could be somebody struggling with that and maybe has a background, a religious factor. Maybe that's what the issue was. Maybe you're struggling with that now. Not hating, just stating. Pray about it. I know that sounds kind of like a... Did I just create a dichotomy? All right, the dichotomy is you're going to have to pray about it, honey. All right, so religious factors, and now we need a Q. Somebody's name could start with Q. It doesn't matter because you're going to hear Q this whole time. All right, so tell us a little bit about that. Why were the religious factors a reason? Oh, okay. Oh, Oh. Okay, I'm going to say this again. What I channel may not be directly related to Anubis. Somebody is very fond of Anubis. That's the Egyptian god of death. Okay. Oh, well, wouldn't that be different? We got an angel card and then we got Anubis. Respect all the pantheons, whatever. Why do I get Bridezilla? Somebody was a freaking Bridezilla. Did that end a relationship? Jeez. Look, you know what I say? Make the wedding cheap and go buy something nice or take a nice trip, right? Buy a house. Okay, so relationship situation, financial stress or money problems weighed on the relationship. So Leo, you were in a relationship and no matter what your age is, old or young, you probably weren't settled, or they, because we're talking to them, weren't really settled because they were going through something, financial stress or money problems. Like if they were very young, maybe there were many money problems in the house. Or if you were older, the situation was literally that, they were going through some financial stress. All right, let's see. We're going to be drawing 6 cards, one for the past, one for who they were to you, one for why you're not together, one for what they couldn't say, and one for what they wish they'd said, and also one for whether or not they will come back, if you would have them back, if that's even a potential, because you can't want somebody who's already with somebody else, okay? That's just not going to work. All right. So this is just if you had a wish in your heart, say you're a Leo and you were in love with a Pisces and you really would like that Pisces back in your life and you don't tell anybody because you know that they're fully married and apparently happy. You could have that in your heart, but you wouldn't really be working with that energy. It would just be kind of like your secret thing in your head. Now, if you let something like that interfere with your current relationships, then you need to see a therapist. Okay, go get a coaching session. You could reach me at ritayanez.com. If you would like a coaching session, if you would like to order a pre-recorded video, let me know. I deliver those within 24 hours. 1096, mental health issues. Somebody's experiencing mental health issues or somebody's a cop. Are you a cop? 1096. 1096, mental health issues. I don't know what state you're in. I don't know what state you're in. Okay, so now the past and for what happened. One card for that for Leo. Oh, 9 of Cups. So there was happiness. They were somebody, you could have been dating an African-American girl, somebody who's really cute, somebody with a short afro. It doesn't have to be African-American or have medium skin. It doesn't have to mean anything. It just means that they were your wish fulfillment. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles for the past and what happened for the 9 of Cups. Nothing should have happened. You know what created this distance? Distance, nothing, which tells me that it was probably you that wanted out of that relationship. And for card number 2 and who they were to you. Now, if I'm talking too fast, just click that little gear and drop the speed down for me. Okay, so don't do drugs. There are drugs that are legal in different states, okay? Like don't do illegal narcotics and shit like that. It'll fuck up your mind. Pardon me. Hi, Mom. Okay, so card number 2 and who they were to you. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Could have been Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Didn't have to be. Somebody very nurturing. Very likely somebody here of mixed ethnicity, different ethnicity. Somebody who could have had very dark skin, very puffy hair. Somebody gorgeous who probably looked fucking amazing in red. A white rabbit. Somebody followed the white rabbit. Okay, so now we've got card number 3. Why you're not together. We have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Why things didn't work out, the block or the wound that pulled you apart. Somebody was holding on too tight to their freedom. I have a feeling that you're the one that let this person go. Ultimately, even if they broke up with you, you're like, yeah, but I already let you go in my heart. I know what that's like. I've been in that situation before where it's like, yeah, before it even gets off the ground, I don't want this. I can see what's wrong. You know what I mean? It could be a lot of different things. And then if we're speaking for that person, if they didn't speak up or explain what the fuck was wrong with them or whatever, you could be just like, I don't know what's going on. Or it could be that you already knew what was going on. But 4 of Pentacles, you released. Okay. So for what they couldn't say, card number 4, this is a truth they held back and what they couldn't put into words at the time. Very quick, huh? Very quick. It was like it started, it was deep, and then it was over. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So somebody, 9 and 9, 99, 99, 99. Somebody's a federal agent. Somebody's an agent. There's an agent out here. Could be Leo, could be rising, could be any number of things. Or you could just be watching me because you want to see if I channel crime. Okay, so... All right, so we have the 9 of Cups. We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody didn't want to put the work into it. I think this was you. Why do I really feel like this was you? Even if you're saying, no, they broke my heart to pieces. It's like, yeah, I think you knew you want to let go of this. Sometimes we just work on things, and there's the working on things card. Sometimes we work on things because we don't know what we're doing differently. You could be in a relationship or I've got experience in this, in a marriage where you're like, this is so embarrassing. I don't know what the fuck I did. I wasn't ready. And here I let myself get into this, and there you go. Okay. So 9 of Pentacles in reverse for card number 4. What they wanted to say is that they didn't want to work on this, or you never said, I have a feeling I'm talking to you. Okay, so the 10 of Wands for card number 5, and what they wish they'd said is that I think this is your other person, that your other person really wanted to push hard and work on this, and you didn't want to. Okay, so for card number 6, take it if it resonates. Okay. 6 of Pentacles. Reciprocity. Okay, how about, I'll put it this way. If you wanted this person back and they were available, you could have them back. Definitely. You know, if they're available. Okay, everybody has free will. You never want to be with somebody who doesn't want to be with you. And once they don't want to be with you, I don't know. Like, I'm never number 2. Don't make me number 2 because you're never going to see me again. All right. I would never want to be a number 2. I would never want to be in a relationship with that where somebody picked somebody else first and then tries to come back to me. Oh, hell no. Okay, so can we be friends? Okay, I think that's you. I don't care if I hurt you. Why? I better hold my tongue. I never loved you. Did you feel like at the time that you didn't love them and that's why you want to be friends? That makes sense. Okay, so it seems like maybe you don't want them back, but you just want them to be friends. Don't pull anybody into, you know, your energy. If you know they would like a relationship, don't pull them in if you're like, I'd only be your friend. So there's no need to keep ex-lovers as friends. You know, it's more necessary when you're divorced and have children with that person, that you have to at least be friendly while they're young, and then you don't have to ever talk to them again, and maybe see them at a wedding. Okay, so on our on our wedding day, each step we take down the aisle will mark the end of 2 separate lives and the beginning of one greater life together. Okay, so I don't know what I was thinking when I channeled that, but apparently you do. I think that hang on. I'm left with the shame of how I made you feel in the end. I underestimated your strength. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say, Leo. I think that you are probably the person that ended this relationship, or somehow was more emotionally checked out in the relationship, or not as invested at the beginning of the relationship, and you let them go. And that's what some of what they would like to say to you is like, you know, I'm going to throw one more in here because I totally get this. I don't feel your energy anymore. I think that, you know, there was something, it seems like the foundation of it at the time wasn't right. Let me see if I can, I better stop here. Okay, so I will go to the next video and I will start with Virgo there. All right, love you guys.